Hey, everybody. Welcome to the TMZ podcast. My name is Tony, filling in for Branson, I guess, and I am joined by Tawanda, a returning guest for the second time.
Yeah, second time, yeah.
How's it going, Tawanda?
It's going,
Yeah.
We're back off of a holiday.
We are.
I went tubing, I went to the lake and I went tubing and my whole body is so sore, Tony. I'm not like young like you anymore. And I was like holding on to the side of the tubes using every muscle in my body. And I'm feeling it today, but I'm happy to be here with you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of a skeleton crew in the office, but we're making it work. So thank you, Tawanda, for filling in. I never thought I would be talking about this Netflix roast a week and a half later, I believe. But this, like, the drama is continuing to unfold because Kevin Hart, he spoke out in defense of Tony Hinchcliffe, so we'll get into all that and the details surrounding that. Plus, you got to post it on your computer right there. And I've been talking about it the past couple of times I've been on the pod. But Drake, he's breaking records, and we're going to get into what records he's breaking next.
Big ones.
And this weirdo RFK. I'm just got to say plain, Deuce a weirdo, bro.
Some people, you call it weird. Some people call it like nature. He's just in tune with nature.
A little too much. He has had another incident with animals, I would say. And it's not as weird as the other incidents, but we'll get into that. So first, the roast. So if you guys don't know, Kevin Hart, he had his Roast of Kevin Hart special on Netflix, and it was attended by so many stars. Like Lizzo was there, The Rock was there, Tom Brady was there. So many people were there, and we know how roasts are off, like there's no censorship,
nothing that's off limits. Like,
yes,
everything
exactly.
You can like go for any and everything.
Exactly. Well, that might not be the case for some people because they are feeling like some of the jokes went too far. One of the major jokes that was taken, or a lot of people have had feelings about, is the George Floyd joke. So we can't play the we can't play the video, of course, but I'm going to read you the line that everybody's upset about. So Tony Hinchcliffe, before this, he was making some short jokes. It's, Kevin Hart's short, just like me, like you said, like there's nothing that's off limits,
Right.
So in his roast, he said, "The black community is so proud of you," referring to Kevin. "Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all laughing so hard he can't breathe." And when I first heard that, it's something about Tony Hinchcliffe I don't find funny, really. I don't know if it's his delivery or something like that. A lot of people love him. I'm not going to knock you for loving him, but this joke did not hit the mark for me at all.
When I heard it, I was like, oh my God. Like immediately like, oh.
Like, really?
I feel like the main issue with this joke, because like we just said, when you're in a roast, nothing's off limits. You're supposed to be able to talk about everything. However, you're supposed to be able to talk about everything as it pertains to the person that's getting roasted.
Right.
George Floyd is not getting roasted. This joke has nothing to do with Kevin Hart. So it's like, why are you bringing someone who was tragically murdered by the hands of police into a roast for Kevin Hart? They have no ties. They have no kind of correlation together. So very weird.
Well, also, Charlie Kirk, who was another figure, he got roasted during this roast as well by Pete Davidson. Pete said about Charlie Kirk, "Tony reminds me of Charlie Kirk in that he's definitely been on camera letting a guy in his throat, unloading his throat," is what he said. Before adding, "Please, somebody effing kill Tony," referring to his podcast, which is called Kill Tony. So all that context out of the way. Sorry if I went long on that, but that was necessary because Kevin Hart today went on the Breakfast Club and he defended Tony Hinchcliffe's joke in particular. Let's listen.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, that's what they do. It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new. It's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to because we're being honest. people are talking about that joke. Talk about his set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets, between Tony and Cheryl, and I would say Naeem had a really strong set.
Naeem had a very strong set. I was laughing out loud at Tony until that joke.
Until the joke.
But not even just that joke. I don't like when people joke about violent, tragic death. I like Pete's set, and then I was like, why you had to say anything about Charlie Kirk?
Pete had a great set too. Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke in there.
Yeah.
Like, would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told? Mm-hmm. Yes. Like, I'm not looking at Pete crazy. I'm not looking at Tony crazy. Like, that's what, I know what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. I know your style of comedy.
Tawanda, thoughts?
I feel like, and just basically looking at this clip and looking at his demeanor and not just hearing it, I feel like Kevin Hart is basically telling us to shut up and to stop talking about it. Essentially, in the comedic world, like we said in the beginning, nothing is off limits. And that's exactly what it sounds like he's saying. And I don't know if you've seen it, but on my social media feed, in the Black community, Kevin Hart has been getting dragged through the mud for essentially laughing at the joke in real time, which, in his defense on that one, I'll give it to you. I'll give him the pass on that because there's cameras everywhere. You're just in the moment. You don't know when you're going to be filmed or not. But people felt, that he didn't stop it or like say that was too far, or, he basically didn't say to Tony Hinchcliffe, you did too much, you overstepped, like that should have been off limits. So because of that, he's getting dragged. But in this clip, it almost seems like he does stand behind Tony's joke, stands behind Pete's joke, and feels like the people that are giving backlash, mostly the Black community, need to understand what goes into a roast. He literally said, I expected it.
You know what really is telling for me in that clip at the end where he was basically, where he said, sorry, I forgot. Basically, Kevin, he said that I wouldn't tell those jokes either. So that's like the telling part to me is like, all right, if you're not going to tell those jokes, then are you cool with other people telling it?
Yeah,
like,
he is.
There's obviously, you could tell it bugs him a little bit, but he wants to be fair to both sides. And I take with roasts, I take the lane that nothing is off limits, but there's a timing for everything, especially for our current political climate, how everybody.
No, I don't even care
media,
about that. I don't even care about that because a lot of things that I've been seeing a lot of comedians coming out and say is like, yeah, when you have a roast, nothing is off limits. But if you're going to go for it, if you're going to go for like the George Floyd joke or the Charlie Kirk joke, it better be funny. And that was the issue with these jokes. They weren't funny. So like, you're going for it, and it's not funny. So at the end of the day, I did kind of chuckle at one.
But
it still doesn't make it right. But
no,
I feel like we're not hearing as much about the Pete Davidson Charlie Kirk joke because people actually laughed at that one. People did not laugh at the George Floyd joke. When they were in the room, George Floyd, again, has nothing to do with Kevin Hart. The way that Pete kind of made his joke, it kind of fit better. And you can even tell the room read it better. When Tony did the room was like, ugh, it was like a gaping, like, and you even had celebrities out where I talked to Tiffany Haddish. I talked to Tiffany all the time. And she said, I don't know, because she was sitting on the stage. She said, I don't know what you guys saw, but in the room when he made that joke, the room went quiet. She's like, I don't know how there was, but she was like, it was quiet. People were uncomfortable. White people, Black people, everyone in the room was just uncomfortable.
So Nick Glazer also talked about this as well. She was doing like an interview with E.T., giving like her take on the whole thing at the American Music Awards. And she was basically saying it felt forced. And when you listen to both of those and you listen to a little bit before that, it does feel a little bit forced. But the main part for me is it just did not land at all. And when, like I was saying, when Kevin gave his take on Tony Hinchcliffe in that Breakfast Club clip, you could tell it's bothered him a little bit, but he's trying to be fair. And at the same time, like we're saying, is nothing's off limits. But if you're going to tell a race joke, you just got to make sure it lands. And George Floyd joke didn't land to me, and even the Charlie Kirk joke that Pete Davidson didn't land. They just were not funny, and I feel like timing is everything when it comes to comedy, and especially you have to be like, I really feel like you have to be aware of our current climate with not just politics, but just like how people interact. People are so reactionary nowadays, and people are so is it is it the right thing to tell something that people take super sensitive for comedy? I don't know.
See,
you just better make sure it lands, though.
You could go the Shane Gillis route, because Shane also had some racist jokes. He made a joke about Kevin Hart being so short that he could be lynched from, I forgot what kind of a certain tree. When the joke didn't land, he acknowledged that it didn't land. He literally said, oh, okay, that didn't land. I thought that was going to be funnier. And we're not talking as much about the joke, because we know that he knew it didn't land. It seemed like Tony really believed in the joke, thought it was funny. It wasn't. People are upset. Kevin Hart says comedians are going to be comedians, roast or roast. At the end of the day, what did you expect from someone like Tony Hinchcliffe? At the end of the day, if you know who Tony is, you're not surprised. You're just maybe like shocked that he actually went through with it. But at the same time, you can't be. It's literally Tony Hinchcliffe.
I don't know. As far as the whole roast, I'll say the clips that I've seen, was a little bit underwhelmed. I was expecting a little bit more, but at the end of the day, I don't know. It's crazy that we're having this fallout and that we're still talking about this. But
you think Tony will do another roast?
Hell yeah!
You think he'll do
why would he stop?
Because he's getting all the backlash.
He doesn't care about that at all. But he's, I don't know. Tony Hinchcliffe, you need to make some better jokes though, because that did not land.
Was not funny.
Moving on to something a little bit lighter. Your boy Drake. So Drake. He has
baby.
That song. If I had to pick a song that was my favorite off the album, it would be that one. But he's breaking records with that song and multiple other songs throughout his 3-album release. So he broke Michael Jackson's Billboard record by posting this on Instagram, which I'm going to show right now. So basically, the caption reads, neck broke from carrying the chain, back broke from carrying the game, records broken, carry on my name, carry on, carry on. So Drake had 42 songs simultaneously on the Billboard Hot 100, and it's a record. Janice STFU, the song that you were just singing, reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he surpassed Michael Jackson for #1 songs by a male solo artist, and he has 14 #1 hits. So
hot.
You've been a stan for this album.
I've been a stan.
For Drake in general, but just this album in particular, I think it's pretty mid. But thoughts, Tawanda, on
obviously not the world. The world doesn't think it's mid, because all 3 albums, not even just
long?
Iceman, all 3 are occupying the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd spots on the Billboard Hot 100.
How long do you think this is going to last, though? I just don't see any staying. No song. When I say I haven't listened to Made of
Shebang,
Honor.
I've been having this conversation with my friend Trey. So he's a DJ, right?
Uh-huh.
He does parties. He's always in the club. And we had a conversation about the song Shebang, because I'm like, that's going to be the song of the summer.
Right.
He's like, oh, it's too slow. Like, you're not going to be able to play that song in the middle of the club and people vibe. Lies, because I saw videos this weekend of Shebang being played in the club. And let me just tell you guys, y'all love it. The people in the club were turned. They were having a good time. They were vibing. They were dancing. I know you hate to hear this. It's mid. It's not going anywhere.
I gotta disagree.
The songs are not going. Janice isn't going anywhere.
Look,
Shebang's not going anywhere. Classic's not going anywhere. Did you see? This is how you know. This is how you know Drake has people shooketh. Did you see?
He has people
shooketh, shaking to their bones, to the point where you've got West Coast DJs like, I'm not even going to drop his name, who specifically went on their podcast and said, out of respect for the West Coast, I decided to take out the disses in the song Too Hard for the Radio. Mm-hmm. He took out Drake's disses that were to like Mustard, Kendrick, out of respect for the West Coast. That is the softest thing I ever seen, because when Not Like Us came out, the same West Coast DJs and the same West Coast people who were saying Iceman is lame and that the disses were also screaming A minor. Right. You didn't edit that out, so why are we?
No DJ on the West Coast, I believe, is going to willfully play any song on
They have to. They have to.
Of course, for right now, yes. It's the trending thing. I just don't see any staying power when it comes to this album. There is no... we were just recording a podcast before this talking about Drake.
Yeah.
There is no... Other than Janice...
You and Charles are the only ones that say that. Ran to Atlanta is a lit song. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're going to pick that Drake and Future song over all their past collabs, especially with.
I'm not picking it over all of their past collabs, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a fire. It's not a fire song that's going to be making you want to ride through the streets, windows down, turned up.
Take What a Time to Be Alive. Is there any this song that you're talking about with Future and Drake on Iceman? Does that song compare to any hit on What a Time to Be Alive or any Drake or Future collab?
Let me check.
She's pulling out the phone. She's really.
I want to check the track list. Diamonds Dancing, Scholar. Okay, but like as far as there being like a summer club hit, you look at the playlist and you tell me which one of these songs.
Live from the Gutter. Live from the Gutter.
Live is so slow. Live from the Gutter. You're not hearing that in the club. Maybe.
Maybe that is the complete epitome of this album is maybe, because like maybe there's some hits on this album, maybe there's not. And again, I've been a Drake fan my entire life.
Clearly not.
Yeah, of course, he had the most generational run from like 2008 to like that early 2000s. He was killing it.
He was.
And then in my opinion, he got a little bit comfortable with his songs, and it's like ever since More Life, I can't name you one Drake album other than the one he has with 21 Savage with the girl. Other than that album, no album holds that Drake has dropped in the past 5 to 6 years holds a candle to his earlier stuff. So in my opinion, he's trying to live.
Let me ask you a question. And I know this isn't the music podcast, but okay, it's 2026. I can honestly say that I've been listening to Drake probably since like 2007.
Right. Uh-huh.
Can you please name an artist that's been out for that long where you guys haven't got bored with their music, where every album is just
Kendrick,
fire?
Future.
What?
Yes, Kendrick, Future, J. Cole, Baby Keem. He's a newer artist. He's had some hits. Like there's so many rap there, and that was the.
But you're gonna sit here and say that all of their albums sound different? That they've just all of the albums have elevated.
J. Cole's absolutely.
GNX?
Yes, GNX was his more classic rap album, but he had To Kill a Butterfly, which I
Pimp a Butterfly.
Excuse me, thinking something else. I was thinking To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Wrong animal. But Kendrick has changed his flow up. J. Cole a little bit, but Drake. He's making the same slow, the same every.
But you know why?
That's my main criticism. I need to see more evolution. I need to see more.
We literally got 3 albums of different vibes.
Not all rap. I'm talking. We're talking about Iceman.
Okay.
I haven't listened to Made of Honor.
See, that's I read. See, you haven't listened to Habibti yet, which has it's straight R&B, and then Made of Honor is straight like party music, like dance music, like you want to go to the. You get Manchester Drake on Maid of Honor.
Which is also so cringe. He's trying to be Central C, and it does not.
Yeah, and then the next song you have him with Popcorn, and then you'll get like Jamaican Drake.
Right.
And then you get like Canadian Boy. I don't know. What I will say is the post that he posted with the caption. Mm-hmm. Did you read the caption?
Yeah, I read
the caption. Yeah. I don't like that he did that.
Why?
Because. Puts him like it's the king of pop. Like we're not like I get it. You broke the record, but like not too much.
I mean, if you look at his album,
like I'm carrying the. I know I see it, but to sit here and say like you put the back on, like I put the game on my back. I don't know. I felt like we're with you. Like it's like we're all with you until you just do that one thing or you say that one thing. Michael Jackson is like that one thing you just don't. You just don't like don't ruffle the feather. You should just be like it's an honor to be mentioned in the same conversation as a legend like Michael, not carry on. I put the game on my back.
Yeah, I share the same take. Other than you think he has some
Drake. Yeah, someone in the chat said Drake will always be Jimmy from Degrassi, and Drake will for sure always be wheelchair Jimmy from Degrassi, who went on and sang "Tell Me Lies" with Ashley. You're probably too young to even know that episode.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single episode of Degrassi.
Just a quick story. So I found out Drake was a rapper after watching Degrassi for years, and there was an episode where he raps. And he sounds so good. Like the flow is like, I'm like, oh dang, okay, Jimmy can rap. About a week later, after I saw that episode of him rapping, I come home from school and the video for Replacement Girl, like one of his first singles with Trey Songz, comes on and I'm like, oh my God, it's Wheelchair Jimmy. And that was like literally my introduction to Drake. And I've been in love ever since.
Well,
you should watch
Drake,
Degrassi.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
Probably won't.
You won't.
All right, to end off this freaking guy, RFK. So we know his past incidents with the bear in New York City, I believe. We know his past incidents with the raccoon and the raccoon's private parts. And he's just had some really weird run-ins with animals over the past couple years. Well, guys, he had another run-in. Let's see what he was doing.
Why?
So, what are they? Well, they were having sex, so what were they?
Opposites. Who's a
They're not moccasins.
Huh?
They're not moccasins.
Oh. Okay.
Are they biting?
Yeah. Honey, let it go. Oh my God.
The mouths are huge.
So if you were wondering who, I don't know who the first guy was who said they're having sex, but like talking about the snakes on camera, but you can hear it at the very end. I think that was Cheryl Hines saying, let them go. But apparently, according to one of the people in the video, those two snakes were having sex and RFK decided to pick up the snakes. So thoughts?
We all know he's like in tune with nature and animals. And
You calling dropping off a bear and allegedly cutting off a dead raccoon's penis and one with nature?
Well, yes. Okay, so I watch like a lot of nature shows and stuff and whatnot, and like
that's what they do to animals on the nature shows.
No, but like so I heard with the raccoon penis, I heard it's like really sharp, so like you could like use it as a weapon or something.
A weapon?
What did he use it for? Why did he?
I don't know. That's my whole thing with RFK is like, dude, like, what are you doing with these animals?
Well, the snakes, you know what? Good. Yeah, his wife was on the patio. Get those snakes away from his wife or from anyone before they bite or something. They bit him.
Do you know what type of snakes they were? I know.
Yeah, they were black racer snakes.
Are they?
And then,
poisonous?
ironically, he's at Dr. Oz's house. So the incident is happening. I guess him and Dr. Oz are just hanging out and catching snakes.
Nothing shocks me anymore.
I would highly doubt that they're poisonous if he's picking them up.
I doubt it too, but I don't think so. But it's just, I guarantee you, those snakes are probably thinking, if they know anything about RFK, like, dude, please put me down.
No, they're not poisonous, not venomous. They do bite in self-defense, so they did not like what he was doing to them, or they just don't like him and was like, put me down. Unhand me.
Yes.
Unhand me now.
RFK, nothing shocks me anymore in our current society.
Woo.
All right. Well, that was it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's see if we have a time for a couple comments. I will read them out right now. Sorry, guys. What did you guys do for Memorial Day weekend? Sorry, trying to kill time here. Dead space. Krista says Tony goes strictly for shock value. It worked because we're still talking about it. I think referring to
for Tony Hinchcliffe.
The Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's obviously like, again, if you're gonna tell a race joke, if you're gonna tell anything that's very controversial or targeted towards a marginalized group, dude, you gotta land. And the joke has to land. And every clip I've seen of Tony Hinchcliffe, in my opinion, he's not funny. In my opinion, at all. I don't know.
He's just not our cup of tea, but people that like that kind of comedy definitely like that kind of comedy.
I think I've seen one good podcast from Tony Hinchcliffe's like Kill Tony thing where he invites people up and whatever. And it's when Shane Gillis and the other guy did like their Trump and Joe Biden. I thought that was funny because they were roasting both of them. But at the same time, like, I don't know. His humor just does not resonate with me.
Like, nah.
Let's see. We're gonna read one more comment, guys.
Blair Moon.
Justin says, I'm currently still trying to get through both Drake's 36 albums and Chris Brown's 36 song album. I've always said this about Chris Brown. Why are you making such long albums,
You know,
dude?
the one thing I appreciate about Chris Brown and his long albums is when he goes on tour, which I cannot wait for the R&B tour with him and Usher.
Are you going to that?
Oh, am I? How many times am I going? How many locations am I going to? Honestly, I'm probably only going to go once because this year is about to tap my wallet. There's so many people going on. Kehlani just announced her tour. I know that's going to be fire. Drake, I'm sure Drake's.
I don't know. He might tour
not.
with this.
He
I mean,
might
he
not.
has a lot of stuff to select from, but I don't know. We'll
He might
see.
not. But Chris, one thing about Chris is he always picks the songs that he knows fans love. So I don't know.
36
You might not listen to all
One
36
album.
songs. I'm a die-hard Chris Brown fan. I am a Chris Brown stan. Love Chris Brown, go to all of his concerts. And on top of that, you want you want a lot to choose from. He's one of those artists that when he goes on, he performs for like 2 hours. Like you're gonna get, and you need material. You need material. So
Yes.
if I got to put out a 36 album song,
Well,
you gotta
he
listen
is-
to the whole thing. But
You are if you're going to a Chris Brown and Chris Brown and Usher concert, you're definitely getting a performance. I'll say that much. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Tawanda, thank you. It's always a pleasure having you on.
thank you
and
for having me.
Yes, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Peace.